Central, but with realignment, the Lions now in the north and the Bucs in the south. And you want to talk south. Inside, it feels like Tampa, but outside, well, let's just say, thank goodness for a dome stadium.
Yeah, 68 inside here. I wonder if the Tampa guys are a little chilly. I'm used to that cool weather. It should be a lot of fun today. I mean, you take a look at Marty there and situation, Kurt, where they're 3-10. And he's a coach that's just looking to get better right now. He's looking for this team to make some moves and guys individually to go out there and just improve his players these next 3 weeks.
Well, this week he's going to have to work with some changes on his offense due to injuries, which we will detail just a little bit later. Meanwhile, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come into this game under John Gruden knowing that simply by winning today, they will clinch a playoff spot. They've got 10 victories on the season against just 3 losses, and they could still make the playoffs despite a loss today, but they want to go in on a positive note. And right now, you talk to the guys, they say, look, we've been to the playoffs before. We want to be a #1 seed and have the road go through Tampa.
Yeah, and the Bucs are going to be receiving here. And John Gruden offensively, I mean, this team has really started to click for him, Kurt, over the last 5 games or so. But I think when you talk to John Gruden and you're talking December football, you're talking balance. And they want to look for a running game today, whether it be Allstott, Pittman, or Aaron Stecker. They want to find some success in the running game. It'll pay dividends as this season finishes up.
Well, the Buccaneers ran the ball well last week, 150 yards on the ground. Allstott had 95 in that victory over Atlanta.
Big game for him. He's that cutback type of runner. And he's not that big, bruising fullback. To me, he's a fullback that plays running back, and the Lions will have to look to shut down those cutback lanes today. That's where he gets a lot of his big yards.
Well, as we said, these teams used to be in the same division, so they have met many a time. Detroit leads the all-time series, but the Bucs have won 4 of the last 5 meetings, including both last year.
And you talked to them about both of those games last year, and they'll tell you those were their 2 toughest wins. I mean, Detroit played them tough.
And they had to win with 45 seconds left. Keyshawn Johnson with a touchdown in Tampa. And the game in Detroit was won on a field goal by Martin Gramatica with 4 seconds left. So they both went down to the wire. Well, as you said, the Buccaneers have won the toss, so Jason Hansen will kick things off. Aaron Stecker, who's 5th in the league in kick return average, will take it and begin for the Bucs. And week 15 is underway. Stecker from his 7-yard line. Through a hole, and there he goes. Breaks a couple of tackles down the sideline, finally forced out of bounds by Raphael Cooper. But what a return by Stecker to get this one started, 66 yards.
Well, Aaron Stecker is unbelievable, Kurt, in terms of hitting up in the seam and then just going straight down the field. Watch him pop this thing straight down the hash. As he cuts back inside, he'll make Hansen miss. He'll outrun Dante Curry there. Pick up some extra yards. That's how you start things out. That's championship football.
Well, they start things out at the 26-yard line of Detroit. Johnson hands it off to Michael Pittman, and Pittman dances his way down for a gain of 8. Well, Brad Johnson already has set the Buccaneer franchise record for single-season touchdowns, and we mentioned the last 5 weeks, spectacular. 15 of those 22 coming in that span. Part of the reason has been because the play of the offensive line. Oben, Jenkins, Christie, Coleman, and Walker have been strong up front. Pittman and Allstott, the 2 backs. Johnson and McCardell, the receivers, and the tight end is Ken Gilger. There's an injured Lion still down on the field. It's their cornerback, Chris Cash, the rookie out of USC.
That's not good. I mean, they're depleted back there in the secondary anyway. They're starting the young guys today. Goodman on the other side of Cash, and Chris Cash has started, what, Kurt, about 10 games for them this year.
Yeah, this is his 11th straight start. Kind of a surprise. A guy they took in the 6th round, didn't expect a whole lot out of, but came out of the gate, played well in the preseason, and took it over 3 games into this year.
Yeah, I was surprised by his play this year. He's been in the USC Trojan the last couple of years, was on their broadcast team, covered him, and really, frankly, surprised that he's come in here and had the success in the league that he has. And he's just a football player. He's gotten much, much better this year, and he's had to learn on the run. Hopefully, he'll be okay.
See if we can figure out what happened. Keyshawn Johnson
Looks like he may just get a poke in the eye. Yeah, it looks like he got his eye poked.
Well, you see him walking off. Looks like he is okay. We'll see if he comes back in the ball game. Keyshawn not afraid of a little contact. He'll tell you.
He will tell you.
He likes blocking.
He says he's the best blocker in the NFL, does Keyshawn Johnson. And talk about a size mismatch. He's got quite a big mismatch today with most of that secondary back there for Detroit.
Well, they bring in Eric Davis to replace the rookie. Let's see what they do. They hand it off to Mike Allstott, who pushes the pile forward. Good enough for the first down. Taking a look at this Lions defense. Well, their front four has been probably the strongest group for them all year, and this week they get their second-round pick, Kalimba Edwards, into the lineup. He's their leading sacker with 5.5 on the year. Green, Claiborne, and Curry, the linebackers. And in the secondary, they had the rookies starting in Goodman and Cass, Corey Harris and Brian Walker, a couple of veterans at safety. First down at the 15-yard line. Pittman plows forward for another 3 yards. Kalimba Edwards with the tackle.
And when you talk about Tampa Bay and needing to run the football and find some kind of balance, I mean, if they can do that, Kurt, and get a running game, and listen, they haven't even rushed for 100 yards a game this year. If they can find that, this offense will be unbelievable, because if they get Brad Johnson in third and mediums today, especially against this Detroit defense, you talk about mismatches in the passing game, forget it.
Two tight ends in on second down. Johnson completes it out to Keyshawn Johnson down near the 5-yard line. That'll be close to another Buccaneer first. We'll see where they spot it.
See Keyshawn here. He's just going to drag across the middle of the field. They're going to clear it out on the other side with all the deeper routes, and he'll just drag across and get one in front of Barrett Green. I expect a lot of that today by this Tampa Bay offense, Kurt, attacking the middle of the field for Detroit. They've had problems in that area this year.
And so it's first and goal, ball on the 5-yard line. Lions showing blitz, they come. Mike Allstott able to pick up 2 yards on the play. And the Lions come with a blitz down here in the short field.
Well, I think it's a good idea. You get down here in a short field and you try to make that quarterback make some quick decisions. And that's what they did there. And you're going to see a lot of number 54, Barrett Green, today. This guy is an explosive young player. Kurt Schottenheimer, the D coordinator, was in this over with Washington Redskins the last few years, and he actually calls this guy a little LeVar Arrington, the way Barrett Green can explode into ball carriers.
Boy, you see they really struggled in the red zone, giving up the touchdown to the Lions. Pittman again, and he's going to be stopped after a gain of 1. Robert Porcher, the veteran, on the tackle. Well, we talked about the running problems that the Buccaneers have had this season, and it gets even tougher to run it inside this territory, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And again, this group for Detroit, they're going to lay it on the line. Luther Ellis just stands up his guy, scrapes off, and makes a great play on Michael Pittman. This will be big, Kurt, if they can hold him on this third down and try to keep him to a field goal.
Third and goal from the 2-yard line. The crowd beginning to get in it. Johnson to the air. Throws it up towards the corner, but no one's there to catch it. Looks like Mike Allstott may have been his intended receiver, but a good job done by this Lions defense, with the Bucs having first and goal from the 5.
That's big. That's a big momentum changer right there to keep them out of the end zone for a touchdown. Terrific coverage by everybody in the Detroit secondary there. Locked up man for man. Had guys plastered like a blanket.
And so Martin Gramatica will come on to try a 19-yard field goal. No problem. And so the 66-yard kickoff return by Aaron Stecker to start the game turns into 3 points, and the Bucs take the lead 3-0. So the Lions take the football here, trailing 3-0, and their guy, number 3, will be the guy in charge today against this tough Buccaneer defense.
And
He's everyone's pal Joey right now with his rookie passing records all over the place.
Yeah, he's been the best rookie quarterback here in Detroit and really gives these fans, Kurt, a lot to look forward to down the line. Joey Harrington is the real deal. He is the future here in Detroit.
Well, the special team unit will try and give him a little hand with some field position. Eddie Drummond, who ran a punt 73 yards backcourt touchdown last week, takes it at the 2-yard line. Doesn't get far, dropped at the 19. Jack Golden on the tackle. And so we'll get our look at Joey Harrington. Changes on the offensive line for the Lions. Eric Beverly makes his first ever start at left guard. Matt Joyce starts at right tackle. He replaces the injured Stalker McDougal. Avion Cason gets his second start, in the National Football League. He replaces the injured James Stewart, who's out with a bad knee. So running the football will be a task. Beverly has to go over Warren Sapp, never having played left guard in his life. They run right that way, though, with Cason going right behind him for a gain of 6. This Buccaneer defense ranked #1 in the National Football League overall, led by Simeon Rice, the leading sack man in the league, Anthony McFarland, perennial Pro Bowler Warren Sapp, and Greg Spires. Brooks, Quarles, and Singleton are the linebackers. And a change in the secondary this week as John Howell starts for John Lynch, who is inactive today due to a neck strain. Cason once again. Caught in the backfield by Greg Spires, slips away but gets a penalty flag in the process. Our referee today, Tom White. That's going to be a face mask probably against Spires. Looked like he grabbed him a bit high in the backfield there.
Yeah, and they got to find a running game today, Kurt. They're going to luck out here getting a call, but...
Personal foul, face mask, 94, defense. It's a 15-yard penalty. It's a first down.
One way or another, they got to find a running game today without James Stewart. I mean, he has been their MVP this year. You look what he's done, 962 rushing yards. The other backs that are going to run today, 36 yards combined. So they need to figure out something against this Tampa D. Kurt, best way to run at him, straight downhill in between the tackles.
Those 36 yards coming on 25 carries, so about a 1.5 yard average. They try to pull back Corey Schlesinger, and Schlesinger picks up just about that, 1.5 yards.
And you're going to see him get quite a few carries today. He's done a good job out of the backfield, catching the ball. He's really the perfect West Coast type fullback. I mean, he's beautiful on those isolation lead plays where he has to blow up a linebacker. He's got great hands out of the backfield, and I mean, he is one of Marty's better players on offense.
3 wide receivers in on 2nd and long. Derek Brooks comes on the blitz, and they give it to Cason, and they run it right up the middle once again. This time a gain of 7 on the play.
And that's what they need to do. Cason is a straight-ahead runner. He's a guy with a lot of speed, Kurt, but it doesn't matter. You're going to see Tampa Bay all day move Dexter Jackson up here in the box, and they'll have 8 guys in the box. You still got to run it downhill and run it right at him. And that's what Cason's able to do.
Third and short situation. They need just over 1 yard for the first down. Schlesinger lowers his head, and once again we'll have to see where they spot the football. He had to get it to the 49-yard line for the first.
He got it. He's sitting right on the 49 in terms of the spot.
You're predicting even with the pile still up.
Yeah, well, I saw where that
you
side
got
judge ran
X-ray
out.
vision.
I can see pretty good, Kurt. I thought we already had this conversation earlier in the
I
year.
didn't know you could see
through bodies. You got good ears, I got good eyes. We make a good combo.
You never told me you could see through bodies, though. Man, I didn't know the X-ray vision thing worked in a dome.
I was actually watching the spot from the side judge running up down the line of scrimmage.
Well, unlike Tim, the officials aren't quite sure, so they're going to measure. Yeah, what's your prediction? How much?
He's got it by 2 inches.
That's backing off a little bit, isn't it?
That's going to come right to the end. Look at
Oh.
Look at Huh?
Oh. Hey, no wonder your guy from USC won the Heisman
Told you
last
I
night.
had good eyes, man.
You guys have everything going your way right now.
Oh, boy. But that's what you need. I mean, you need to move the chains. If you're Detroit, you need to try to chew up some clock, Kurt. get this defense a little bit tired. I mean, they really wreak havoc in the second half of games because they always win time of possession. You've got to move the football against these guys today, give them a little gas.
First down for the Lions in Buccaneer territory. Corey Schlesinger takes the handoff and finds some running room deep into the secondary of the Bucs. John Howell made the tackle, but only after Schlesinger ran it for 17.
How about that? 240-plus pound fullback running counter plays, and they do it absolutely perfectly. Watch the guys pull from the backside, and he'll just find the seam and kick it up in there for the positive yards. If you're John Howell, you do not want to see big number 30 running downhill at you there. You'll check his shoe size. Look at that. Howell's going to come in and take him low.
First down from the 32-yard line. The pitch to Quesad with blockers. They sniffed that out, picked up 3 yards. We pick up JB for our first game break.
Hey, Kurt and Tim, take a look at Philadelphia trying to clinch the East for the second consecutive year. A.J. Staley, little play action, little screen pass there to Deuce Staley. Staley does the rest. 38 yards to pay dirt for a 7-0 Philadelphia lead. And, of course, for the New Orleans Saints, that's a good sign as well. They need a Philly win. Back to Kurt and Tim.
All right, JB, of course, the Eagles, the number 1 seed in the NFC. The Bucs, number 2. Play action. Harrington's first pass. Overthrows a wide open Bill Schrader. A little miscommunication on that one.
Well, that's unusual. Joey doesn't usually miss by that much. See Schrader here coming from the top of your screen, and he's going to come across the middle of the field. He's going to square it in, and Joey just misses him. See the way they move Joey around in the pocket there? You'll see a lot of that today. Tampa Bay, number 3 in the league with 40 sacks. Move your quarterback around, try to elude some of that pressure.
Well, and don't pass it. They ran it the first 7 plays, and that was their first pass. Here comes the blitz. And Harrington just tripped up and fell down. And so the Buccaneers will get their first sack of the day. Rondé Barber will get the credit, but I think the Turf Monster really earned this one.
Yeah, it was either that or Corey Schlesinger that Joey tripped over. Let's take a look. Of course, the blitz is coming from the other side. Yeah, tripped right over Corey Schlesinger on his drop back.
Loss of 10 yards will force him to punt. They need to reset the play clock is what the delay is. Here is John Jett, gets ready to kick it off to Carl Williams.
Kurt, this is how it's been all year for Detroit. I mean, they have their opportunities, and then they self-destruct, and now they've got a punt.
A couple of big plays go to waste on that offensive possession for the Lions. High kick from Jett. Perfect placement. Drop dead right at the 4-yard line. Excellent execution by the Lions. Only 35 on the point, but on the punt, but they got Jimmy Wyrick to down it exactly where they needed it. All good news for the Lions as Chris Cash, who we saw go out on the first play of the game with an injury, now back in the contest. The Buccaneers taking over this possession at their own 4-yard line. They got a field goal out of possession number 1. And the crowd noise down at that end of the stadium starts right away. From his end zone, Johnson out to Allstott, lowers his shoulders, stays on his feet, and picks up 4 yards. Barrett Green in on the tackle.
I like it. Found a way to get Allstott out in the flat and give your quarterback a little room to operate back there up against his own goal line.
Well, the crowd got loud down there. It didn't seem to affect the offense a whole lot, but obviously this is what the Lions want from the 65,000 here today.
Well, and that's what's beautiful about this Detroit football team. Kurt, win or lose, these fans are emotional and into it. You got to love it.
4 wide receivers. Johnson under pressure. Forshea hit him as he threw it, and it falls incomplete.
Pretty good pressure by everybody, but Porche's the guy that wins. Of course, he's coming from the top here. Oh, you can't block him with Aaron Stecker. You better forget about that scheme. This guy's the leading sacker in Detroit history, coming in with over 90 sacks for the Lions, and they try to protect with a tailback.
Well, a big third down for the Buccaneers. They have to get the ball to the 14 for the first. The pitch to Stecker, and Aaron Stecker. Now, once again, he picks up big yardage on the play. Stecker getting it out to the 17 for a gain of 7 and a first down.
And this is what Aaron Stecker brings. Every time he gets the ball, Kurt, he runs for about 6 yards, but this is the changeup. I mean, you've got Pittman, you've got Allstott, and then you've got the changeup in Aaron Stecker. And he'll get the edge here. Porche gets knocked down bigger than Dallas by Dilger, and then it's Stecker making guys miss and picking up the first down. Great block by Ken Dilger out on the edge.
Well, Stecker averages 6.5 yards a carry, but he only averages 2 carries a game. So when he does touch it, he comes up big. Michael Pittman now back in at tailback on first down. Johnson out to Allstott. Allstott is going to be close to another first down. He picks up a solid 10 yards. Bracey Walker in on the play. It looks like he got enough. We'll give him 11.
Yeah. Well, Kurt, just like I mentioned earlier, the middle of the field and being open for Detroit, you're going to see John Gruden go after it all day. When you look at Detroit on film, that's the area where they've been beaten. I'll tell you why. They gave up so many big plays earlier in the year. Now they got their linebackers playing a little bit deep. To help that out, it opens things up underneath in the middle.
First down at the 29-yard line. Buccaneers go with the empty backfield. There it is over the middle of the field. This time Keyshawn Johnson. And Johnson with another big play. This time 17 yards by the Bucs.
Yeah, and you can see how they drop guys out back in the secondary. Cover 2 here. These guys will all get deep. They'll run and get deep. It'll open this middle part of the field open. For the square ends and the drags across the middle of the field. That's beautiful.
Which is something the Buccaneers don't mind taking.
No, they don't. And Gruden will do it all day. Forget it. I mean, he's not going to say, oh, we need to go for the home run. They're giving him 8, 9, 10 over the middle. John will be happy with that.
A lot of shifting before the ball is snapped on first down. Play fake. Johnson going up top. This time, Keenan McCardell makes the catch and keeps the toes inbound. Right in front of Chris Cass, McCardell with a 19-yard grab.
McCardell has been amazing, Kurt, since he's come back from injury, and he thrives in man coverage. He'll be here. He's going to man up on Cash, and he'll come and make a break. Watch the ball's gone before he even makes that break. Beautiful throw, perfect catch. Another first down for the Bucs offense. You talk about efficiency. Look at Brad Johnson, the way he moves around within this scheme.
First down at the 35. Johnson to the air again. Up top again, overthrown. Keyshawn Johnson, the intended receiver. As you see him, he goes Johnson, McCardell. We've seen Allstott. I mean, already he's spreading the ball around.
Oh, he'll do that. And that's what's beautiful about the scheme of the West Coast. I mean, you go with who's open. You go with your read. And Brad Johnson will tell you, he does that each and every play. He takes what the defense gives him. That time he was under pressure. And when he's under pressure, Kurt, you can get him to throw it away. That's the big thing for this Lions on defense. They're pretty good in the front 7. They've got to get in the face of number 14 today if they're going to have some success.
They go with the empty backfield as Aaron Stecker is spread out in the slot. And they dump it off to Stecker. Penalty flags down on the play as Stecker is brought down by Barrett Green, but let's see what the penalty is. Will be against the Lions offside. I think we just read John Gruden's lip.
I think they should take
the penalty.
I thought they should too. We didn't even need John for that.
Offside. 96. Defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. He was lined up in the neutral zone. Remains second down.
James Hall, the bad guy on that play.
How about John Gruden, talking to him last night? He's had a lot of success. I asked him, is this the most fun you're having? Is this the best point in your career? He looked right at us. Absolutely. I mean, he is enjoying the heck out of this Tampa Bay football team, and you can see it. The success has been terrific.
After the penalty, it'll be second down, just at the 29-yard line. That's the pitch to Michael Pittman. Pittman through the hole. Dives forward, good enough for a gain of 8 and a first down. He was down. Let's go out to Los Angeles and JB for another game break.
Hey, Kurt and Tim, take a talk about slipping through holes. Look at Allen Rossum after Seattle scored a touchdown on the ensuing kickoff. Rossum, former Packer, 91 yards to pay dirt, the 35th touchdown, kickoff, or punt return in the league. That is a league record, all knotted at 7. Kurt and the proud USC grad Tim Ryan.
Why would you be proud?
You know why I'm proud. Heisman Trophy last night. Carson Palmer, quarterback at USC, bringing the Heisman back west. Neat.
First time in 21 years since Marcus Allen. 9th play of the drive. Johnson dumps it off to Michael Pittman out of the backfield. Slipped the tackle, but got his feet all tangled up with all his dance moves. Brought himself down. Chris Claiborne will get credit for a tackle.
Everybody has been on Pittman since they brought him over here, Kurt, in terms of his yards per carry. Hasn't been great, but let me tell you what he does. He catches balls out of the backfield. He turns them into big plays. Coming into the game today, had 51 catches, and he's had his share of big plays. I mean, he will make a guy miss, and he's got big play written all over him.
Well, he was a big-time back, came over from Arizona in the offseason, and has kind of disappeared here in Tampa.
Not in catches. With 51, like I said, he's made his share of big plays.
Another first down. Allstott. Allstott wasn't thinking about running that one outside at all as he just lowered his head and plowed his way for a gain of 2.
Chris Claiborne scraping in there. And
another USC guy.
Yeah.
That's why you brought him up.
That's right.
Only reason.
You got to segue, right? You got to have a smooth transition, they say. And he's playing his best football also of his career. This guy
really
here.
is.
4 interceptions, got 3 sacks, makes a lot of big plays, and he's in his contract year. So watch him play these next 3 games. It'll be tough.
That's the end of the first quarter. The Buccaneers on top and looking to add more. It's 3-0. Offense being efficient themselves.
Yeah, trying to punch it in down here in the red zone, and talking to him, they were having problems, Kurt, earlier in the year in the red zone, and basically what he said is we were sloppy in practice, we were making mistakes, it transferred to the game, and since then they've shored that up, been much better in practice, and it reflects what they've done in the red zone offensively.
Right now they've got it at the 8-yard line. Johnson to Allstott. Diving, going to be short of the touchdown. Missed the goal line by about a foot. Chris Cash with the tackle.
And he is not going down with the first guy. Allstott is such a bruiser. You'll see him here coming in motion. He'll just leak out, get the football, and then he's not going down. Cash going to come up and tackle him. And the Allstott puts his head down and forget about it.
So they're about a foot away from the touchdown. Allstott keeping the eye, gets the carry. Untouched into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Allstott's 5th rushing touchdown of the season. He's the only Buccaneer with one.
The whole left side of the offensive line doing a great job with the push. How about the block by Warren Sapp? Sapp comes in as an eligible. He'll play tight end here, and watch the drive block by Sapp here, punching his guy into the end zone. Going against Kalimba Edwards there. Well, that's a beautiful block. You better not be too good at that, Kurt.
Well, Martin Gramatica gets the extra point. Warren Sapp said during the offseason he wanted to play offense. He took a big part in the touchdown by Allstott and extended this lead to 10 points.
The Allstott touchdown is like a clinic the way this offensive line blocked. First of all, Warren Sapp with a beautiful block there. Watch the kick-out block here by Jenkins. Barnes will come up and lead, and then Allstott will just punch it in.
Well, this capped off a 96-yard drive that started at their own 4-yard line. Longest drive of the season for the Bucs. Eddie Drummond from the 1-yard line takes the kickoff. He's brought down at the return of 20. by Dwight Smith. During that last intermission, quarterback Joey Harrington of the Lions went inside, and they started working on him. We don't know exactly what the situation is just yet. We'll get you updated as soon as we can. Mike McMahon now in at quarterback, and he completes his first pass to Bill Schrader. Gain of 13 on the play. Let's go down to Jennifer Hammond and find out what's the latest on Harrington.
All right, guys, thanks very much. It's actually kind of bizarre at this point in time. The public relations staff can't tell us anything concrete. Joey Harrington did go into the locker room. They say that he is, quote, not feeling well, and they are hoping he will come back, but there's really no definitive word on what the problem is or when or if he'll be back, guys.
And you can see that the guys are surrounding him, so the cameras no longer see him. Hopefully we'll have an update at some point. Avion Cason being wrapped up by Dexter Jackson after a gain of 1. Boy, that's one thing they don't need is to play the rest of the game. Nothing against Mike McMahon, but Joey Harrington's the guy they need at quarterback.
Well, and I think the big picture is how it's going to affect the pass protection of this offensive line. I mean, you're going against one of the better pass rushing defensive lines in all of the NFL. And Mike McMahon takes many more sacks than Joey Harrington does.
Holds on to the ball a lot, scrambles a lot more as well. To the air. For Schrader. Makes the catch and he's down the sideline. Into Buccaneer territory. Brian Kelly finally stopped him, but 45 yards on the reception.
Boy, what a laser. What a laser from Mike McMahon. It all starts with the time, and watch how Schrader is going to get outside of Brian Kelly. Brian's got help with the safety over the top. Dexter's just a little late getting over there. Terrific throw from Mike McMahon, and look at the throw. I mean, he's looking off that safety, and that's what holds Dexter Jackson just for enough time so Schrader can go get that football.
First down at the 20-yard line. Avion Cason with the carry. Anthony McFarland in on tackle. So for now, the Lions are trying to do it with Avion Cason at running back instead of James Stewart. Mike McMahon at quarterback instead of Joey Harrington, a makeshift offensive line, but at least on the first 3 plays we've seen here, it hasn't slowed them down a bit.
That's right. They've gotten their big plays. And Marty Morningway, when you look at Mike McMahon, although he's been demoted to second team, he really thinks if it's not here, it's going to be somewhere else, and he's going to be a darn good player in this league.
On second down, quick pass. Oh, that was intended for Jermaine Crowell, who was blasted by Brian Kelly, and it falls incomplete.
That's what Brian Kelly does. He will break on the football and just blast, as you said, wide receivers. Crowell should have had this football. Brian Kelly comes up and knocks it loose. Square in. Look at the break from Kelly and just delivering a violent shot. That's the thing with Brian Kelly. A lot of guys will come up and hit you. He'll come up and hit you with some violence.
Is everyone in this game from USC?
There's a few of them out there, Kurt.
Jeez. 4 wide receivers on third down. They need the 9-yard line. Bill Schrader. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Yards on the touchdown. Mike McMahon at quarterback.
Mike McMahon has nothing to lose. He's just coming out here and just firing this football. And Schrader makes a great one-handed catch.
Jason Hansen for the extra point. And so Joey Harrington goes out with an injury. The Lions take it. 6 plays, 79 yards, and complete the touchdown without him to cut it to a 3-point deficit.
Here's Bill Schrader right here in the slot. Crowell's going to clear out Brian Kelly. Schrader will go just to a stop route right here. And then look at the throw from McMahon amongst all the white jerseys. You've got white jerseys everywhere. 1, 2, 3. There's a couple guys coming from over here as well. And watch that one-handed catch by Schrader.
Schrader 77 of the 79 yards on that drive.
The Lions needed that. That was with their backup quarterback, Kurt. Pretty good drive.
Jason Hansen kicking it off to Aaron Stecker. Stecker, who took the first kickoff of the game, 66 yards, starts at his 8-yard line. This won't even be close. Bill Schrader, season high, 78 yards receiving. He's already got 77. Mike McMahon took over for Joey Harrington and did what the Lions needed him to do. They got it to within 3 for the Buccaneers. Now began. Ball on the 25-yard line as Brad Johnson rolls out. Dumps it off, pass caught by the tight end Ricky Dudley, who's knocked down by Corey Harris. A couple of moments ago, though, we were watching and we see Joey Harrington climbing into an ambulance in the tunnel. There you can see he is right there. And so we still have no official word as to what his injury is, but obviously he's taken off his uniform and gotten into an ambulance. It doesn't look like he's going to be back today.
And they won't take any chances with him. Marty Morningway, I mean, the biggest thing right now with Joey Harrington is get him through this year healthy.
Mike Allstott. Short carry, going to be close to the first.
And when I say that, I mean, it's highly important for Marty Morningwig and this staff to get Joey, who's in the ambulance there, through this season healthy, because if he comes out and gets hurt in this football game or in the next couple, Kurt, he loses all that invaluable experience that he's had this year mentally. Mentally, they want to keep him healthy, get him through this year.
And mentally, they've got to find a way to keep their team in it right now, because he's a guy who has been the leader, both offensively and defensively, even though he is a young quarterback. First down for the Bucs, empty backfield. He's hit as he throws. Brad Johnson got that one off. Incomplete. We need to complete one out to Los Angeles and JB for game break.
Hey, Kurt, take a look at Michael Vick making amends for a pick that he threw earlier that led to a Seattle touchdown. Running left, coming back across the field to the tight end, Algie Crumpler. 20-yard strike to pay dirt. It is now the Falcons on top, 14-7 over Seattle. Back to Kurt and USC's Tim Ryan.
All right, the best division in football. Looks like it.
Oh, yeah.
They keep on rolling. Atlanta and New Orleans both trying to keep the heat on Tampa. Johnson. Out to Dudley. Ricky Dudley with a reception of 5 yards in front of Andre Goodwin. Well, now with Harrington out, it becomes even more incumbent upon this defense for the Lions to do everything they can to keep their offense in the football game.
Yeah, they've got to force a couple of turnovers. And this defense has got to try their best today to put their offense with their backup quarterback, Kurt, on a short field.
On third down, they have to cross the 45 for the first. And Roman Oben, the left tackle, jumped early as the Lions looked like they were coming in a blitz.
False start. Number 72 offense. Prior to the snap, 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Here's Mike McMahon on the sideline talking to a coach. You see him pointing to the chest there, like he's explaining. Now, I'm not sure. It's all speculation, but he's speculating on what happened with Joey Harrington. Maybe, Kurt, we haven't found out yet, maybe something with his sternum.
Well, he threw only one pass on that opening drive. So now it's third and long. And Brad Johnson forced to use the timeout. Play clock was winding down.
We're still speculating on what happened with Joey Harrington. He looks fine taking the snap here, but maybe got tripped and fell on the football. Maybe fell on the football there and is having a problem with his sternum.
That was the last play that he was in on, and we're speculating because the Lions are refusing to tell us what is wrong. Johnson on third down, goes to the air, he's hit as he throws, and that one goes incomplete in the direction of Joe Jaravicius, but this Lions defense comes up big one more time.
And that's what they have to do, Kurt. They have to get pressure either from the middle or out on the edge. This time they're able to get it around the corner, and Brad Johnson has to get rid of the football. And you're going to see it from up here from Brian Walker. And if he has to get rid of it before he wants to, more times than not, he's not going to have the accuracy, Kurt, that he usually does.
Tom Tupa set the punt. Eddie Drummond, the deep man, watching it go over towards the sideline and out of bounds. A terrible punt by Tupa. .27 yards, and that's it. Midway through the second quarter here in Detroit, Buccaneers owning a 10-7 lead over the Lions. Mike McMahon in at quarterback for the injured Joey Harrington is Raphael Cooper with the run. Big play by Cooper, a gain of 16 yards.
Nice little shake and bake in the hole by Raphael Cooper, Kurt. They just signed this guy about a month ago up to the active roster. Of course, with no James Stewart, he's going to get some carries today. And beautiful cut. He'll come from the tailback. Watch this cut right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like it's going to be there on Simeon Rice. Able to pick up a bunch of extra yards.
First down at the 46 of Tampa. Schrader comes out of the backfield. They hand it off to Cooper. Dancing around, picks up some yards, and into the open field. Raphael Cooper once again, this time a gain of 18.
If you run the football at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you run it in between the tackles. And that's exactly what they're going to do here. Get guys going downhill. Cooper just making people miss. He's pretty nifty in there, Kurt.
Oh,
good vision.
He was a member of the Amsterdam Admirals, Kurt Warner's old team in NFL Europe, and had 10 touchdowns in 10 games, leading the league in rushing this past offseason. He gets his third carry of this game, and Buccaneers bottle him up. Gain of 2 on the play. But Cooper was one of those guys who saw on the field before the game. He was so excited, knowing that with Stewart out today, he would get an opportunity to run the football.
And how about an opportunity, your real first big opportunity against the best defense in the NFL and the Tampa Bay Bucs. And Marty told us, Marty Morningweg, the head coach, says, I don't know a lot about Raphael Cooper. I mean, he hasn't been around long enough for me to put my finger on him, but I can tell you this, he's a pretty good little back.
Only his second game on the active roster. He gets another carry. Tries to stay alive, picked up a yard on the play. Well, Cooper, part of the running back by committee today for the Lions, with Stewart being out.
And it's huge that you run the football against this Tampa Bay defense. Davion Cason comes in the football game for Cooper. I mean, you have to. If you don't move the ball offensively, Kurt, and pick up some drives and move the chains and take some time off the clock, it'll be a long second half for your football team against that pass rush.
Lions already 13 carries, 76 yards as a team. They need to get the 18-yard line for the first down here. They do. Right on top of it is Corey Schlesinger. Now let's see where they spot the football, because they're going back about a half yard. And from where they spotted it, he won't get the first down. You can hear the crowd not happy about that, and neither is the Lions sideline.
Well, let me take a look.
Yeah, why don't you? How close is it?
They're going to bring the measurement. I think they're short on this one, like you said. Not a great spot.
Now, with your X-ray vision, did he have it and they gave him a bad spot, or did they spot it in the right place and he never had it?
No, I think he had it and they gave him a bad spot.
Okay. Thank you, Superman.
You're going to see him about,
Well, you can't wait till they pull the chain and then say how far.
I knew it was short. I was going to, predict how far like I did the first time.
Right.
But I didn't want to.
But you were waiting until they pulled the chain.
I didn't want to be too good, Kurt.
Okay. Hey, don't use it all. Save it for the fourth quarter.
That's right.
You know?
That's why I stopped myself.
Don't let the hose out before you know where the fire is.
That's right.
Okay?
That's why I stopped myself.
So it'll be a big fourth down. What do you do right now if you're Detroit in this fourth down situation?
You kick it. You get your points. Get your points.
Jason Hanson comes on to do just that from 37 yards away.
What's up with that face mask?
He's a kicker.
Yeah, okay.
He's got the holes in the helmet that make you more aerodynamic, too. What does he need that for? John Jett with the hold. And it goes through until the Lions have come back with 10 straight points to even the ball game at 10 each. Whether it's that guy, Raphael Cooper, Avion Kason, Mike McMahon, the backups coming in and finding a way to keep the Lions in this ball game, all knotted at 10 with 5.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Man, tell me their head coach doesn't love it.
Let's go down to the field and Jennifer Hammond for an update on the Harrington injury.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We're still trying to find out more information. Director of Communications, Phil Keenest, when I asked him if he could confirm or deny that it was any kind of problem with Joey Harrington's heart, he said he couldn't confirm or deny that. What they did do was take him to a local hospital. They're hoping to get more information shortly. We will hear what the update is from Marty Morningwood going in at halftime, so we should have more for you soon. But they're still really not certain what happened to Joey Harrington.
All right, thanks a lot. Jennifer working him down there on the sideline. Darren Stecker returns it out to the 24-yard line. We return it to Los Angeles and JB for another game.
Kurt and Tim, take a look at Deuce Staley. Second rushing touchdown of the day, capping a 7-play, 80-yard drive. Philadelphia looking to secure the East for the second consecutive year. Up 17-0. Back to Kurt and Tim.
What do you think of the all-green uniforms?
I like them.
You know, when teams do that this year, they've won it.
Yeah, they have. That's right.
Jets have done it. The Browns have done it. Buccaneers starting officially at the 23. Michael Pittman hit hard. Well, he picked up 5 yards, but Corey Harris made him pay for all of them.
Corey Harris came up and just laid a shot on Pittman. And as bad as they've been back in the secondary this year, Kurt, Corey Harris has been the most consistent guy. Watch him come up and just lay the wood on Pittman. Oh, it's an enjoyable tackle. Let's listen to that thing.
Pittman carries again. This time picks up 6 yards and a first down and was much happier to be grabbed by the ankles by Dante Curry.
This offensive line here has gotten a lot better for Tampa Bay. They have been, I mean, when you look at what they've done over the last 5 weeks as a group, protecting their quarterback, it's like they're a different offensive line. They've really gotten better.
Johnson on first. Aaron Stecker out of the backfield. Well, there's some hitting going on down there all of a sudden. Stecker picks up 5 hard-earned yards. Brad Johnson has been sacked once today, and that really plays into how he winds up playing a game, looks like.
Yeah, and here's the whole thing. 2 times or less getting sacked, 9-0. Sacked 3 times or more, 0-3. And look at the 18-4 touchdown. Pressure is everything for Brad Johnson and how successful he is going to be.
Well, they got 1 sack already,
right.
But they've had a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah, they have. Detroit up front defensively has done a good job in their blitz packages, getting in his face.
They show blitz again. Here they come. Pittman runs it out for a gain of 4 on the play. Barrett Green with the tackle.
You can see where most of the pressure has come today. It's been over here on this side. And they've done a lot of it with blitz. They'll bring linebackers up and get guys in there. Been able to get some pretty good heat on Brad Johnson. And again, the key, Kurt, is getting him in 3rd and 6 plus. Getting him in some 3rd and longs where he has to take that 5-step drop stuff to give yourself a chance to get there.
You see, he has not been sacked once today. It was Harrington who got sacked. First down, under pressure, thrown and floats into the hand of Andre Goodman, who could not make the catch.
And there's the pressure we were talking about. This time they come with Chris Claiborne, the middle linebacker. And Brad Johnson does not want to get sacked. He takes a lot of pride. And Robert Porcher and Claiborne both get up in his face there, and he just lets it go. He's not going to take a lot of sacks. He'll put the football up in the air, and he's lucky this one wasn't picked off.
Well, with the pressure they're putting on him, it does get him out of his rhythm, though, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And as you know, the West Coast offense, Kurt, is all rhythm.
after the incompletion, 2nd and 10. Here they come with an extra man again. Johnson with time. Too high for McCardell, incomplete. Corey Harris laid him out even though he did not make the catch.
Now Corey Harris will come up and hit you, but how about Porcher with pressure again? Robert has been, he doesn't have a lot of sacks this year, Kurt, but he's got a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he's doing it here today. Watch the hit from Corey Harris. And then Brad Johnson again under heavy pressure.
And so it makes for another 3rd and long situation. They have to cross the 46-yard line of Detroit. Here comes the blitz again. Shovel pass. Michael Pittman gets the first down. A run of 15 yards on the play.
Boy, they caught Detroit in a blitz, and it was a perfect call. That's John Gruden at his best. And watch the shovel pass. They would get all these guys coming up on the blitz, and then he's just going to drop back, let everybody get by him, and then shovel it up to Pittman. That's beautiful. And that is an excellent call by John Gruden.
Is that one of those, okay, this is what you want to do?
Absolutely. Slow that pass rush down a little bit, and the execution was flawless.
They got it to the 41 of the Lions. And they come with just a 4-man rush after that, incomplete. But it did what they wanted them to do. It slowed down the Dogs.
Yep. And that's the thing. I was talking Kurt Schottenheimer, the defensive coordinator, before this game, and I said, are you going to blitz it? Are you going to get after Brad Johnson a lot today? And he goes, we're going to take our chances. And there's Kurt there. I mean, if you blitz this guy, he will make you pay for it. He'll find his hot reads. He'll make his adjustments. So you got to give him a mix of when you blitz and when you back off. And they'll try to find a healthy balance of that today against Brad Johnson.
3 wide receivers in, 9th play of the drive. Johnson completes it. Ken Gilger, the tight end, and he'll be just shy of the first down. Todd Light stops him right at the 2-minute warning. 1:58 left to go in the first half. We're tied at 10. The halftime report. Big chance for this Lions defense on 3rd and about a yard for Tampa Bay. This could be the difference between punting and points.
Now this is big, especially with, a minute 58 up against the half. Momentum will be huge, and this play will dictate a lot of that.
You see the Bucs have been good in this situation today, 1 for 2 so far. Allstott makes it 2 for 3 and more. All the way down to the 9-yard line, 23 yards on the run by Allstott. Oh, it looks like it's in slow motion, but he gets there.
Well, he does. He's always getting positive yards. How about the kick-out block from the fullback, Barnes? Look at this kick-out. Just mashes Bracey Walker out there, opens up a huge gap, and Allstott just, if you get the big boy running downhill, he's going to get positive yards. And had a huge hole there created by a beautiful block by the fullback.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Play action. Johnson to the back of the end zone, incomplete. Well, this has been a situation the Bucs have been good in of late, right before halftime, 2-minute drives, period.
Yeah, they have. Brad Johnson doesn't call it a 2-minute drill. He calls it a 2-minute drive. And watch this play here. The pressure up front, again, is the biggest key. It's going to be Porcher again around Kenyatta Walker getting a hit along with Sean Rogers. When they bring that kind of consistent pressure, Kurt, throughout this game, believe me, Detroit will have a shot all the way through the 4th quarter. Bringing that pressure is the biggest key against this offense.
They've got to find a way to stop a Buccaneer offense going with 4 wide receivers. And they pitch it to Michael Pittman, who won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. James Hall drops him for a loss of 1.
What a beautiful play by James Hall. Watch James. McCardell is going to miss on a whiff block, and then James is going to sit down the line of scrimmage and get Pittman for no gain. That's what defensive linemen, Kurt, like to do, and that's what the good ones do. They can move laterally, they can move sideways, and make plays.
3rd and goal from the 10. Johnson. Up top, McCardell diving and out of bounds, incomplete.
It's a good job by that defense. Again, holding them out of the end zone, keeping them to a field goal. Big, big, big for momentum. And
that's 2 stands we've seen from their defense inside the 10-yard line.
Yep, and it's all about bringing that pressure. You bring the pressure, get Brad Johnson thinking a little bit, and you give your guys back in the secondary an opportunity to cover, and Chris Cash did a good job there on McCardell.
Gramatica for his 2nd field goal attempt. Already made one from 20 out. This one good from 28. And so the Buccaneers get points right before the halftime, which is something they do well, but this time it's only a field goal and a 13-10 lead. Well, the Lions will get the ball one more time before we go to halftime, but Tim, you got to think they're pleased right now being in the football game at 13-10.
Oh, they have to be totally pleased. They're playing the best team in football here today, and they're holding their own.
Eddie Drummond with the return. So Mike McMahon will take over with 11 seconds to go. Of course, McMahon coming in when Joey Harrington left the game after the first series. No official word on exactly what his injury is, but we'll try and get that as we talk to Coach Marty Morningweg on his way to the locker room in just a couple of seconds.
And McMahon has looked good since he's been in for Joey Harrington. He's put a couple of good drives together. And he's a gunslinger, Kurt. You see there 4 of 5, and he is going to get back there and throw the football. Great athletic ability. He's looked good.
And he'll take a knee to end the first half. A half where the Lions defense has really been as strong as their offense of either of these teams. It's 13-10, Buccaneers with the lead here at halftime.
Tampa coach John Gruden, first off, talk to me about the challenges that Mike McMahon presents at quarterback as compared to Joey Harrington.
Well, he's a good player. We saw him twice last year. He's very athletic, got a big arm, and Lions are tough, especially in this dome, and he's a good player.
As far as them coming at your quarterback and pressuring you and holding you to a couple of field goals when you had opportunities in the red zone, what kind of adjustments offensively do you have to make for the second half?
We're going to keep playing. We've had the ball 4 times and had 3 scoring drives. We'd like to capitalize in our good field position, but it's a tough league. We've got to keep playing. We're happy with some of the things that did happen.
All right, good luck in the second half. Coach, guys, back upstairs to you.
Hard working, Jennifer Hammond.
Yeah.
Double duty at halftime.
She is working hard, and you can see here Tampa done a good job. No turnovers, time of possession, they're controlling that. But here it is for Detroit. I think that's the big one, being able to run the football against this defense, and obviously huge for them, 0 turnovers. If you start turning the football over and giving it to Tampa Bay, forget it, Kurt. They're number 1 in the league at a +14 turnover ratio.
Now, let's not forget the Buccaneers actually lead this game at halftime, 13-10, a game that's important for them because they are trying to keep up with Philadelphia and eventually overtake the Eagles to clinch home field throughout the playoffs.
And they'll need to do that. I mean, we all know the history at Tampa Bay and going up to Philadelphia in a big win, getting it done today up in Philly. Looks like they're probably going to win that game. So I'm expecting this Tampa Bay football team to step to the forefront in this second half and play a better game. But the Lions have something to say about it, Kurt. They'll put up a heck of a fight as they've done so far.
Well, you know what? This is where the old axiom comes in. Every time you think you got this game figured out, any given Sunday, right?
Yep. Marty told us. I mean, he said one thing this team will do is lay it on the line, and today they've definitely laid it on the line.
And they will get the ball to start the second half as Eddie Drummond comes out of the end zone. Finds a read and gets out to the 45-yard line to start things off.
Eddie Drummond has been a lifesaver. He's a rookie out of Penn State, and you got to figure Desmond Howard goes down, Oz Hakeem goes down, Eddie Drummond, the rookie, takes over. Had a big one for a touchdown last week, punt return against Arizona, and here opens up the second half with a nice return, Kurt, giving his offense good field position and keeping the momentum, getting it going here in the second half.
Well, the momentum got going when Mike McMahon came in the game. You see he's 4 for 5, but they were down 10-0 when he took over for Harrington after just one series. Avion Cason with a run. Into the open field, Cason. Forced out of bounds by Rondé Barber. But the Lions come out in thrilling fashion, running it 40 yards after the opening kickoff of 45.
Wow, what vision in the backfield to see Warren Sapp blowing through the offensive line. Cason sees it, cuts right off of it. Watch Sapp. Watch him penetrate, and then watch the cut from Cason. Woo! Right there. And now he's off to the races. If there's one thing, and he's running right at you in your living room, there's one thing that this kid can do, Kurt, it's get out in the open field and turn on the jets. He's really fast.
First down to the 15. Corey Schlesinger down to the 6-yard line, a gain of 9.
Marty Mornhinweg went in at half with these guys and said, look, we have run the football with great success. We're averaging over 5 yards a carry. Let's keep running it. Let's keep pounding it at them. And look at that. I mean, 89 on the year, next to last in the NFL, 124 today. We just started the second half. And again, give credit to the big boys up front. Excellent push, giving Corey Schlesinger the edge on that last run play.
And that offensive line is instead of the open playing with 2 backups as starters this week. Raphael Cooper hit right at the line of scrimmage, no gain on the play.
What's the best thing you do against a team that lives on sacks and turnovers? You run the ball at them. Don't give those guys, especially the big boys up front, an opportunity to rush the passer. And Marty Kiffin there, the defensive coordinator, it's not the game plan that he wants to see, Kurt. He wants to push Detroit into some 3 wide receiver sets so he can put his nickel on the field. They haven't been able to do that with the success of the Detroit running game.
Well, the Buccaneers defense came in giving up only 95 yards rushing a game. The Lions are 30 yards past that already. Cason hit hard in the backfield. Dwight Smith, the Detroit native, comes up with a big tackle.
Now this is inexperience here. I mean, he just goes the wrong way. You'll see his lead block and everybody come up here, and then he's going to come over to this side. There's his lead block. He's just going to cut it off the other side, and everybody's sitting right there in the hole waiting for you. Monty Kiffin loves that. You get a big third down stop with your backs against the wall. It's a big time play.
And Dwight Smith,
79 over here,
grew up here in Detroit, making a big play against the team he used to root for as a kid. Jason Hanson on for the 25-yard field goal attempt. Hanson second of the game and ties the game. Lions take the first possession of the second half, put points on the board, and even the score. Smiles on the Lions sideline as Eddie Drummond, with his big return of 45 yards, got that last drive going to start the second half.
Explosive guy, Kurt. Had the touchdown, as I mentioned, last week against Arizona on the punt. And a lot of big play capability.
Hanson with the kickoff. Aaron Stecker going to make it at the 5. Return of 19 yards on the play, and so Brad Johnson and the Buccaneers will take their first shot of the second half. Brad Johnson was harassed endlessly in the first half, but still completed 12 of 22 passes for 120 yards.
Well, what they've got to do here in this second half is they've got to protect him better. They've done a good job of running the football. They'll stay with that, but when they get in third and long, they've got to give number 14 some protection.
They began this drive here at the 24-yard line. Michael Pittman. Football bounced out, but he was down. Gain of 5.
And you see what Brad's done today through the air. And it's been mostly the deep stuff. And this is the 15-yard zone. Everything has been deep, most of his balls. See, what happens is Detroit is playing press and tight coverage, taking away a lot of that underneath stuff, Kurt, making him throw the stuff that takes time to develop, which is allowing that pass rush to get there. It's worked pretty good so far in the first half and into this game for the Lions.
Second and 5. Ball at the 30. Hand off to Pittman again. Flag fly. Pittman picked up 7 yards, but we'll see what the penalty marker is all about.
It's like
Tom White says this is against the Buccaneers.
Yeah, looked like he did the trip.
Tripping, number 60, 10-yard penalty, remains second down.
That's on the right guard, Kosi Coleman.
You watch Cozy, he's right here at the right guard. Oh yeah, he gets Luther Ellis there. That happens all the time, Kurt.
I was going to say, you played D-line.
Yeah,
You've seen
that's
worse.
not a real trip. Usually it's when guys get beaten, it's a desperation trip.
And the big scissor kick,
Yeah.
way apart.
Good block by Coleman.
3 wide receivers in for the Bucs. Flags before the ball was snapped.
There is no play prior to the snap. Ball start. Number 60, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Well, that's on Coleman. Do you try and make up for the last penalty sometimes?
I don't know.
Jeez, back to back on the right guard. And so what was a 2nd and 9 is now a 2nd and 19.
Perfect for Detroit.
I mean, they were 2nd and 5.
Yeah.
It was 2nd and 5 before. Now it's 2nd and 19. Movement early this time. Well, we saw the Lions move. Were they drawn off is the question.
Ball start. Number 67, offense, the 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
A different guy at least this time. Kenyatta Walker, the right tackle.
And it is upsetting John Gruden. John Gruden is a detailed guy. You hear him calling the play there, and this guy is all about details, and those are the little things that he doesn't like. Just a flinch there from Kenyatta Walker, as you saw.
Bucs had 2 penalties the entire first half. They've got 3 on 3 consecutive plays here. Aaron Stecker out of the backfield. Nowhere to run. Chris Katz.
How about the pursuit by the Lions? Just all over that screen, of course, trying to alleviate some of that pass rush. But look at all the blue shirts getting over to the football once he dumps it off to Stecker on the screen. You got Lyman running over Barrett Green. What's Barrett Green? Boop. Shot from Terry Jenkins there, but look at all the blue shirts getting over there to the football. This Detroit Lion defense, Kurt, they're feeling it. They're playing well.
Did they switch uniforms with the Bucs defense before the game? On 3rd and long, they have to get it to the 34-yard line. Keyshawn Johnson will be stopped short of that. The first 3 and out of the day for the Buccaneers.
And Keyshawn split out in man coverage. What do you do against man coverage? You run slant. And watch Key, he's just going to come out, get the football, and then use that big body to try to carry guys for the first down. Good defense by the Lions, Kurt, holding him before he got to the stick.
Gruden's still upset about those calls.
Sure. He'll be upset about those till next Sunday.
You find a way to forget about last week when they kick off finally. Tom Tupa scooting it to Eddie Drummond. Escaped 2 Buccaneers, but not the 3rd. Nate Webster finally dragged him down. 48 yards on the punt, 3 on the return by Drummond. And the Lions take over. Still tied at 13. Our Jennifer Hammond's got an update on Joey Harrington. Jennifer?
Thanks, guys. The latest word on Joey Harrington is that he is resting at a local hospital after suffering an irregular heartbeat. Now, the doctor said that had straightened itself out by the time he left the building in the ambulance. He has gone to Henry Ford Hospital where he will undergo further tests, and they will keep him there for observation. Okay?
Thank you very much, Jennifer. So Mike McMahon still leading the charges. Complete that one out to Jermaine Crowell. And Crowell fights his way out for a gain of 6.
See what they've done now is they've loosened up that secondary and opened up some holes because they've been able to run the football. Tampa now has got to commit, Kurt, 8 guys up into the box to try to shut down that running game, which is going to open up that intermediate passing game, and you saw it there.
Marty Morningweg told us it hurts him to his heart, but he had to run the football today and be more conservative than he would like to be.
You have to. I mean, if you get in 3rd and longs against this group for Tampa Bay, it will be in your face.
Corey Schlesinger not going to get even back to the line of scrimmage as John Howell was the first to catch it.
But do you see what's happening? Look at that clock. You see that thing? It's still moving. They continue to run the football, continue to take time off that clock, shorten the game, and then keep Tampa offensively, Kurt, over on the sideline. That's why they're running the football. And on top of that, again, as I mentioned, you shut down and soften up that pass rush. These big boys will start to get tired the more they're on the field defensively.
There you see the play selection today. 19 runs, 8 passes so far. 3rd and short, McMahon just throws it away. And so it'll be a 3 and out for the Lions.
Not good.
No.
It's not what you want.
The clock stops all of a sudden.
Yep, and that's not what you want. And keep that thing going as long as possible. Field position will be big in this second half.
So John Jett now ends the punt after the Lions' first 3 and out of the day. Carl Williams being backed up. Calls for the fair catch. Right at the 17-yard line. Just under 7 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Defying convention.
The Buccaneers begin deep in their own territory, starting with the ball at the 16-yard line in a 13-13 ball game with Detroit. They start the movement already as 2 tight ends are spread out to his left. Quick pass out to Keenan McCardell. And McCardell picks up 6 yards. Back out to Los Angeles and JB for a game break.
Kurt and Tim, as you well know, Atlanta needs a win and a giant loss to get into the playoffs. The lead has been cut from 17-7 to 17-14 on that strike from Mike Hasselback to Jeremy Stevens. A 5-yard strike back to Kurt and Tim.
Well, this NFC picture may not be clear after today.
Just when you think it's going to clear up, huh, Kurt, it gets cloudy.
More injury news for the Lions as you see Luther Ellis trying to stretch something out.
Yeah, at least they've got depth. Kelvin Pritchett will come in and play D-tackle.
On 2nd down. Johnson. Well, Mike Olstott was the nearest receiver on that one, incomplete.
And talked about Pritchett. He comes in and he and Sean Rogers get good push right up the gut and put the pressure in Brad Johnson's face. And again, he has to get rid of it too soon, and he can't be accurate. Sean Rogers here, Pritchett there, both coming up the middle. A little swim move. Just swam right by Cozy Coleman. It's a nice move. And Sean Rogers, Kurt, is getting better. He's got 2 sacks in the last 3 weeks.
Buccaneers have to get it to the 26. Quick screen, incomplete, and they get the flag. McCardell was the intended receiver. Andre Goodman was running along with him. And the flag came out after they couldn't make the connection. Pass interference, Detroit.
You see the left cast on his left hand there. He looks like he may have nicked it a little bit.
Pass interference. Number 25, defense. That's a 1st down.
You know, there were a total of 3 penalties in the first half. We've made up for it here to start the second.
Here he is on McCardell, and let's see what he does with this left hand. See him pull McCardell? There it is. He is in good position, Kurt, with his right hand, but pulls and turns the body. Pass interference every time.
So it's a 1st down at the 31. Stecker. Still fighting. Picks up 6 yards on the run. Penalty flag down in the backfield once again.
Referee threw that one late.
And it's going to be holding against Tampa Bay. So it'll all come back.
Boy, they're playing sloppy today, Kurt.
Yeah.
Uncharacteristic for a John Gruden football team.
Holding. Number 72, offense, 10 yards, remains, first down.
And that's Roman Oben's second penalty of the day, 5th against this offensive line for Tampa Bay.
And here's Roman here at the left tackle. He's going to pull out. He's going to hook there. Oh, that's weak. Yeah.
First and 20. Johnson. Underneath, Michael Pittman held on to it. Chris Cash with another big pop by this Lions defense. They were laying the wood on these guys from Tampa Bay virtually every time they catch it.
Yeah, and Cash laid him out there. And let's listen to this one. It's a nice pop, isn't it?
Ah, he held on to it, though, and picked up a nice gain of 7. Second and long.
Oh, looks like Cozy jumped again.
It is Flag Day here in Detroit, just a couple of days before Christmas.
False start. Number 60, offense, the 5-yard penalty, remains, second down.
Third penalty against Cozy Coleman, and that's the 3rd or 6th against this offensive line.
And he's going against Big Sean Rogers, and you're going to want to get off against him. And that's what Cozy's trying to do. He's trying to get in that pass set. Here he is here as soon as possible. He's just a fraction early, Kurt, before that snap. That's his 3rd today, and it's the pressure of that big boy, Sean Rogers. It's causing him to make some mistakes as Cozy Coleman comes out of the game.
John Gruden's offense out of sync right now. Brad Johnson under pressure. Gets that one out of bounds. Robert Forche was bringing the heat.
Forche's had an outstanding game. They have yet to sack Brad Johnson, but they have had consistent pressure in his face. And look at the inside move he throws on Kenyatta Walker there, then bounces off of Washington and the running back, and then jumps in Brad Johnson's face.
Cozy Coleman's now out of the game at right guard, and they put Todd Washington in on this key 3rd down. They have to get it to the 41. Stecker going to be 6 yards short.
That's what Aaron Stecker can do. I mean, he breaks a tackle of a 350-pounder in the backfield. Sean Rogers had him wrapped up. He's able to break that tackle and pick up a bunch of extra yards. But how about it? Another holding series to where the defense held him and forced him to punt. Good job.
Tom Tupa on the punt once again to Eddie Drummond. At the 15, Drummond is knocked down by Corey Ivy. 51 yards on the punt to Excedrin on the return. On an entertaining game being played by this Lions squad so far. They're all tied at 13 late in the 3rd quarter.
And you see Eric Beverly there, who's getting his first start at left guard today, and give him a lot of credit. He's held up nicely against Warren Sapp.
Off the play fake. McMahon deep, overthrows Bill Schrader, incomplete. Well, you talk about Beverly, though. I mean, this is not only his first game starting at left guard. He was their center all 16 games last year. But he's never played left guard, college or pro. Yeah,
no, he hasn't. And I think the only thing that benefits him is having played center and being down there in the interior and knowing how those combination blocks work on the inside has helped him out. And they weren't worried about it. I asked Carl Mock, the O-line coach, about him. He says, hey, I'll go war with this guy any day of the week.
Quesad goes that way, right behind where Beverly was all lined up. Picks up a couple of yards on the run. And the clock continues to go in the Lions' favor.
tell you, I give these Lions a lot of credit. Avion Cason has run the football well today. And I think the biggest thing, Kurt, and hopefully we won't see one here and I won't jinx them, but the lack of turnovers. I mean, offensively, they've done a great job hanging on to the football and limiting those big plays by that Bucs defense.
Well, they've got to convert a third down here. They need the 24-yard line. And there go the flags.
That's going to be Crowell up at the top of the screen, I bet.
False start. Number 82, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
It's never 2 for flinching, it's 5 for flinching.
Yeah.
At least in the NFL. So now a third and long has become a third and longer.
And this opens up everything now for that Tampa defense and their blitz package. And Kiffin does a great job of disguising things. Let's see what they do here on defense.
McMahon. In the air, incomplete. John Howell and Scotty Anderson collided.
Oh, what a break on the football by John Howell. He is in here for John Lynch starting in this football game today. And watch the shot he puts on Scotty Anderson as he breaks on this football. Woo! That's good. That's giving it up and laying out right there to make a play.
That is a mid-air collision. Carl Williams back to take the kick from John Jett at the 44. He's headed the wrong way. Winds up losing 8 yards on the return as Jimmy Wyrick brings him down. So a 46-yard putt gets him 54 yards of field position.
Remember that field position I was talking about earlier and how it will be big in this second half? Bracy Walker injured there on the punt. Carl Williams just put his team in a hole. I mean, he lost, Kurt, you said 8, but if he would have taken it straight up the field, he'd have been at least 10 to 15 yards ahead of where they are now.
While they check on Bracy Walker, we'll take a quick timeout.
All the injuries they've had, it's been amazing.
It's unbelievable. They rank, I think, 3rd in the league in number of games missed by starters due to injuries, yet they're tied for the best record in all the National Football League at 10-3.
Do you think number 4 has anything to do with that?
Maybe just a little. So the Buccaneers will begin with the ball at the 36. Up top, Dilger, incomplete.
Boy, he had him down the seam. Tim Dilger versus the cover 2 defense, and Brian Walker comes and lays a nice shot to get the pass breakup. Seeing some nice breaks on the football by both secondaries in this game.
We talk about breaks. Todd Washington getting his break right now to play right guard. Kosi Coleman, those 3 penalties, he's out of the game. On 2nd and long. Johnson under pressure. Completes it out to Keyshawn Johnson. Pick up of 5 yards on the play. Kalimba Edwards with the tackle.
Having a lot of trouble picking up that blitz today against the Lions. Again, Brad Johnson had to throw the football before he wanted to, had to come to his check down in Keyshawn Johnson because of the good pressure up in his face by Chris Claiborne.
On 3rd down, they have to get the 46 for the first. Keyshawn dropped it.
He just flat out drops it. Dragging across the middle is Keyshawn Johnson. Man coverage. He knows he's past the first down marker and just drops it. Ball was a little low, but Keyshawn's got to catch that.
Rare drop by Johnson, who usually has as good a hands as there is in the league. First drop of the day by the Buccaneers receivers, period.
How about another big stop by that Detroit defense, Kurt?
Eddie Drummond scoops it up.
Oh, he's quick.
But he ran out of bounds instead of turning it upfield. So the Lions defense has done their part. The offense has to somehow find a way to break this tie. All the Lions being backed up just a little bit more. A late flag being thrown. They were called for holding. Josh Thornhill is the guy who victimized his team, and so the Lions will start deep in their own territory inside the 10-yard line.
And if you're the Lions, Kurt, you stay with what's worked. And that's been running the football straight up the gut, in between the tackles, running your play action stuff, getting the intermediate routes.
But as I said, at some point the offense has to help the defense out. They're stopping the Bucs.
They are.
But the game is still tied.
They got to move the football, and obviously being all tied up at 13, you've got to find a way to get some points.
Starting on the 7-yard line, Raphael Cooper. Now Cooper has been super so far. Nate Webster with the stop. But Raphael Cooper with another nice run, this time of 9 yards.
And what did I say? It's all up the middle in between the tackles, and that's why Raphael Cooper takes it. Right by Shartrick Darby.
Well, they gave him 10 yards in the first, so Cooper now with 6 carries, 47 yards in the game. And over 60 yards by the backup Avion Cason, who started today. Michael Ricks, the tight end, his first catch of the afternoon, and a 9-yard gain. Out to Los Angeles and JB for a game break.
Kurt and Tim, you know, an Atlanta win and a Giants loss gets them in the playoffs. Doesn't happen like this as Michael Vick stripped by Willie Williams. Williams takes it 25 yards to pay dirt. And boy, I tell you, that is a bit, as Terry was telling me, Kurt, a conundrum. 21-17, Seattle. Back to Kurt and Tim.
They teach you those kinds of words at Louisiana Tech?
A conundrum.
Well, Raphael Cooper ends the conundrum of this series so far, picking up another first down for the Lions and taking us to the end of the third quarter. Through 3 quarters, the Lions and Buccaneers are all even at 13 apiece. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after this word from your local Fox station. In the field, and so the Lions will take over with the ball at their own 28-yard line. And as we start the fourth quarter, Tim, this is their lowest scoring period of the year, while it was the Bucs' best defensive period of the year.
Yeah,
so
that's not good. That's not good. The Lions haven't even scored 3 points a game or a quarter, Kurt, in the fourth quarter. They're scoring under 3. So obviously they'll need to do better than that today. You see that. I mean, 43 points in the fourth quarter. Absolutely the lowest in the National Football League.
Oh, if they get 3 and their defense keeps playing like it's played so far, that could be enough. Their defense has been stellar after allowing the Buccaneers to go out to the 10-0 lead on just the second play of the second quarter.
And not only would this be a huge win for Marty Mornhinweg and these Lions, but it'll be even a bigger loss, Kurt, for these Tampa Bay Bucs with what they've got on the line right now.
First down from the 28. Raphael Cooper picks up maybe a yard on the play. Shelton Quarles with the tackle. Well, not only would this be a huge loss for the Buccaneers, but the Saints, who are right on their heels in the NFC South and own the tiebreakers, having swept the Bucs in 2 games
That's
this
right.
year.
You remember all the way back to week 1 when they got that blocked punt. Ended up being a touchdown for them. And there you see the standings in the NFC South. And at 10-3, Kurt, as you mentioned, I mean, they've yet to clinch.
With a win or a Giants loss, they clinch a playoff spot, but it'll be a while before they can clinch that division with New Orleans and Atlanta still nipping at it. And the flags go flying once again.
False start. Number 61 offense. 5 yards. Remains second down.
That's on the old veteran right guard, Ray Brown, now in his 17th year. Well, we talked about how important this game is for the Bucs. Not just getting into the playoffs.
No.
They want home field. They need home field.
They need it. And you can see what's happened to them over the last couple of years.
Now, all the losses in the playoffs on the road. McMahon going up top. Kayson makes the catch. He had to go up one-handed and bat it, but the little guy pulled it in. 37 yards on the reception.
What a great adjustment by Avion Kayson to come back in and get this football. He's just going to do a takeoff route down the sideline. Safety coming over. Look at the adjustment. Right up underneath the safety who overplayed it and gets a big, big play for his offense.
Well, Kayson with a big day, that 37-yard reception to go with 60 yards on the ground. McMahon, ball banged in the air and intercepted. Shelton Quarles doing both. And the first turnover of the game goes the way of the Buccaneer defense.
And this is what the Bucs live for. There's the linebacker coach, Coach Barry. These guys are into it, and they go out and they get themselves a big turnover, first of the game. Now they're playing Tampa Bay football.
By Siebel Systems, good service is good business. And by Toyota, get the feeling.
Buccaneers begin at their own 41 after the interception by Quarles. Johnson with time. Pittman out of the backfield. Gain of 11.
If they keep playing this cover two the way they're playing it right now defensively, Kurt, for Detroit, I guarantee you, John Gruden, and you got to, John Gruden will continue, will continue to hit the ball over the middle. I guarantee that. I mean, he'll take advantage. He'll find a weak spot. He'll continue to go after it and after it and after it. And that's been the middle of the field for Detroit.
First out in Lion territory. Aaron Stecker nowhere to go. Kelvin Pritchett wrapped him up and dropped him for a loss of 2.
Charles Haley has got these guys playing well up front.
Yes, that Charles Haley.
And that's not Charles Haley there. That's Pritchett. And, of course, Haley is the coach, the defensive line coach. And there he is there. It was a great one. He's got 5 Super Bowl rings. He was a great defensive lineman, defensive pass rushing end back in his day. And he's got all of these guys up front for the Lions really playing well.
Cardell in motion on second down. Johnson up top for Keyshawn. In the air, comes down with it at the 20-yard line, and he's in pain.
The hit he took from Eric Davis playing safety coming over the top.
Well, he was kind of sandwiched between Davis and Andre Goodman.
Yeah. And here's Keyshawn coming out of the slot. And watch him press and drive to the secondary, and then watch the lift. Watch him get up in the air. And there's the injury. Eric Davis coming over, putting an elbow into the midsection of Keyshawn.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate, but I can tell you what happened there. I think all guys know what happened.
Here's the injury to Keyshawn Johnson. I'm not going to speculate, but you make your mind up what happened to him there. He's going to be all right. He's off the field.
Johnson to Ricky Dudley down to the 5-yard line. So after the 30-yard completion to Keyshawn, they come right back, throw it 15 yards to Dudley, and they're in scoring territory.
And tell me that's not a mismatch with Ricky Dudley there at the tight end. And look at him on Chris Cash. Brad Johnson recognizes it under pressure and then lets it go, finding the mismatch with Ricky Dudley. Chris Cash at 5'11", trying to cover 6'6". We'll have a tough time with that.
Keyshawn's back in the game. Split out wide to the right. Mike all stops. Bottled up. Getting help from everybody as Darian Barnes' fullback gave him a push in the back, but still only able to pick up 1 yard. Brad Johnson getting the troops together.
Detroit has been tough, Kurt. He had the one punch-in score by Allstott on the lead, but for the most part, when they've had their backs against the wall, this Detroit defense has risen up and got a stop.
They've had 2 stops inside the 10-yard line on the Bucs. Michael Pittman with running room. Touchdown, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Pittman's first touchdown in a Tampa Bay uniform.
Nice little nifty run by Michael Pittman. And offensively what Tampa did was they spread him out and then gave it to Michael Pittman, who found his way, made some nice cuts up inside and punched it in for the score.
Martin Gramatica on for the extra point. Until the Lions defense held and held and held. Finally, the Bucs break through to take the lead.
This is exactly how you want your offensive tackle to block the draw. Watch Roman Oben right here. He's going to kick this guy out, Hall, and then shift to the next level, get the block on Eric Davis, and spring Pittman for the touchdown. Now he's going to get a nice little dance in the end zone. Look at this. All right.
That's something. I don't know if that works here in Motown. Jeez. Eddie Drummond through a hole. Eddie Drummond in the open field. Cuts it back. And there he goes. Eddie Drummond inside the 10, knocked out at the 5, and a penalty flag comes flying. Well, it took the kicker, Martin Gramatica, to save the touchdown.
What did Marty tell us coming in? We've got to make big plays on special teams. Eddie Drummond, Kurt, has been the answer today. So explosive, it cutting back against the grain.
Hunter is ruled down by contact to 5. They have a 5-yard face mask on the tackle. Number 7 on the kicking team. Will be half the distance to the goal. First down.
So they add the penalty to the 91-yard kick return.
Boy, and I'll tell you, what he does to Rondé Barber here and setting him up. See Rondé? Rondé's trailing right there. He's going to trail him the whole way. Watch this little move inside on Barber. Whoop! See you later, buddy. Going to punch it all the way down to the 5-yard line.
How about
Huge
Gramatica?
play by Drummond.
Well, Gramatica was the first guy to touch him. Hustle downfield, made the tackle.
Yep.
First and goal from the 3. McMahon on the bootleg. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions.
You know that has to feel good for Mike McMahon, doesn't it? And that's what he can do, Kurt. He just runs the edge on the naked boot there and sees an opening and punches it in with that athletic ability.
Well, that's one way to answer a touchdown from the Bucs. 91-yard kick return, and then a 3-yard touchdown run. And Jason Hansen ties it up. And the Lions are still hanging in there. It's all even at 20. 9:44 left to play, and at 2020, it's easy to see we've got a good ball game going on.
And that's the beauty of the NFL. I don't think a lot of people forecasted this being the type of game it's been here today. It's been a terrific football game.
And what about Mike McMahon? You look at Joey Harrington going out after one series. The Lions down 10-0. McMahon has now thrown a touchdown and run for one. Aaron Stecker from the 3. Brought down from behind by Larry Foster.
Kurt, here's the McMahon touchdown. I want you to watch John Owens at tight end, the rookie. Watch him get a seal block here. He's going to leak out on this backer, block him, and then just push him into the end zone and spring the quarterback. Kick down there. Now he looks like he's going to be a receiver. He's going to turn and block, push the linebacker into the end zone, gives McMahon the opportunity to get the score. That's a great job from the rookie out of Notre Dame, John Owens.
Getting contributions from everybody in many different ways are the Lions right now. The Buccaneers begin at the 30. Johnson. Michael Pittman tripped up. Gain of 5 on the play. Andre Goodman with the tackle.
Remember in the first half, it was all deep for Brad Johnson. Everything he was throwing was deep, trying to loosen these guys up. That didn't work. So now they've started throwing the underneath stuff, and they've had some success. And it's been pretty good pressure, consistent pressure throughout the afternoon on Brad Johnson. And more times than not, Kurt, it's been number 91 there, Robert Porcher.
He's been in the backfield more than some Tampa running backs today.
Yeah.
Every time you look up. 2 tight ends in on second down. Pittman dancing. The music stopped. Robert Porcher with another tackle. Oh, Robert Porcher, maybe a redemption game for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if you saw any of that game last week against Arizona, in overtime out in Arizona, he had an unbelievable deflection on the ball by Jake Plummer. Ended up getting a penalty. It was really the play of the game.
On third down, the Buccaneers have to get the 40 to keep the drive going. Batted down, incomplete. Todd Light breaks it up.
He was with him the whole way. Excellent recognition there by Todd Light. And again, it's that underneath stuff that Brad Johnson's trying to work with. Good push up in the middle, and then Todd Light just coming over and getting the break up. He was with Mick Cardell the whole way.
Tom Tupa on the punt. Larry Foster in as the punt returner. And that one goes deep. Foster. Punt from behind. Nice open field tackle made by Jack Golden. 59 yards on the punt.
Kurt, remember that Porcher play I was talking about from last week against the Cardinals? I mean, here it is here. And watch him get the deflection, and then it's that little swipe across the front of the helmet that brings it all the way back. Ends up being an interception by Claiborne. The Lions thought they had the game won, their first road victory in about 15 tries. All for naught. It ends up coming back, and Porcher's having himself a heck of a redemption game here today.
Corey Schlesinger with the short run.
And you see Robert there sitting down on the sideline, and I tell you, he has been a great player, Kurt, in this league for a long, long time, and it's all been here in Detroit. You don't see a lot of guys that play double-digit careers for the same team anymore. Porcher's one of them, and he's that good.
In his 11th year, coming off his 3rd Pro Bowl last season. An injured Buccaneer on the field, Dexter Jackson, and he's jogging off right now, but because they stopped play, he has to go out, so he'll take a play off. Jermaine Phillips will come in and replace him.
So that's 2 backup safeties now in the game for Tampa Bay.
Jermaine Phillips and John Howell.
Yeah, John Lynch did not suit up today. He's got the next stinger. There's John Howell, his replacement.
We'll see what the Lions do with the backup safeties in the game. Man. Buys time, gets it up for Bill Slater, and it goes through his hands, incomplete. Rondé Barber may have deflected that just a little bit, but Schrader still had a shot at it.
Here you see the big arm strength from Mike McMahon. He moves himself around in the pocket and fires it deep. Had some heat on it, and it just looked like Schrader had a problem adjusting. He has a gap on Rondé Barber. He doesn't adjust to it properly, and the ball's just out in front of his fingertips.
And after that play, Rondé Barber limped off the field over to the sideline. So now Corey Ivy, a backup corner, is in the game. Dexter Jackson has returned, but we'll see if they go after Ivy. Quick pass. John Howell drops it.
Like Schrader, it's the miscommunication there between Schrader and Mike McMahon. Take a look at Schrader here. He's going to press it on Howell, and he cuts out, and the ball comes in. He and McMahon were not on the same page.
Now the Lions unable to take advantage of all the backups in the secondary for the Bucs. So John Jett with a booming punt to Carl Williams. Williams hit hard and brought down. That's John Owens, the big tight end, stopping him after 7 yards of return following the 54-yard punt. Since we're the Motor City, why not talk a little Daytona 500? NASCAR returns to Fox this February with the 45th running of the Great American Race. Tony Stewart begins his Winston Cup defense as he leads a star-studded field of the world's best drivers, while Mike Joy and Darrell Waltrip lead our gang for yet another season of high-speed racing with all the energy, humor, and excitement only they can deliver. The Daytona 500 dropped the flag on 15 weeks of NASCAR coverage, returning this February only on Fox. And you see Londe Barber over there on the sideline with the training staff working on him. Brad Johnson behind Keyshawn, incomplete. Bear Green never saw it, could have had a pick.
And it's the same old story offensively for Tampa, Kurt. They're trying to hit the middle part of the field with everything underneath. They've had a lot of success here, and about all their success in their passing game has been throughout here, throughout the middle of the field. That time just throws it way behind Keyshawn Johnson.
Brad Johnson, first half numbers were respectable, 12 of 22. More efficient here in the second half.
And most of it, as I said, Kurt, has been underneath in the middle part of the field.
Quick pass, thrown and caught. Sliding catch made by Keyshawn Johnson. A couple of guys hooking up. That's Robert Porcher. He's going at it with Kenyatta Walker.
If I'm Kenyatta Walker and I'm a second-year pro, I don't want to get Porcher upset. Robert Porcher's already played a heck of a game today. You don't need to get this guy a little more fired up and give him more incentive to be in your grill. A little pushy after the whistle.
Another third down for this Lions defense. Buccaneers have to get it to the 44. Johnson going up top. Ken Dilger got it. First down in Lions territory. Talk about touch.
That's the accuracy you're talking about with Brad Johnson.
23 yards on the pass.
A terrific job in protection. And this is what Brad Johnson does when he has time. He's got time to let this thing develop and then just drops it right to Ken Dilger, who again is in a mismatch with Chris Cash. Anytime Brad Johnson finds Dilger, finds Ricky Dudley, Juravicius, any of those guys over 6'5" on one of those corners, he's going to try to find him.
Down to the 36 of the Lions. Out to Dilger again. Cash hits him. Still picked up 3 yards on the pass play.
There you saw it again. That's exactly what I just said. When you have Ken Dilger is 6'5", Chris Cash is 5'10", 5'11". Why not give Ken Dilger an opportunity? And that's what they're doing.
Well, they're taking advantage of it right here on this drive. Also, the Lions defense has been on the field a lot today.
Another big acquisition there is Ken Dilger, who was a Pro Bowler for Indianapolis over the last few seasons at tight end.
Keyshawn Johnson in motion on second down. Here comes the blitz. They pitch it to Aaron Stecker. First down, Buccaneers.
Look at the size difference in between these guys. This receiving core versus those DBs for Detroit. 6'4", 230 versus 5'11", 190. All these dudes are big. And don't think they haven't, and they'll continue to go after the smaller secondary back there for Detroit.
And that wears on you if you're a small guy,
Sure
but
does.
also wearing on it how much Tampa has held on to the football so far in this ball game. It's 20-20 on the score, but look at the difference in time of possession.
Detroit, Kurt, has had problems in that area really all year.
by Gallstock. Tackled at the line of scrimmage. James Hall on the stop there. But you talk about it, conversely, the Lions hold on to the football less than any other team, which means their defense is on the field more than any other team, averaging 33 minutes a game on the field is their defense coming into today.
And where do they have their biggest problems? In the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They can't finish games. Simply they get tired. And with all the injuries they've had on that side of the ball as well, guys are out there playing a lot of plays. You're on the field and you get your butt kicked in time of possession, just get a little bit too fast.
This is the 7th play of this drive. Johnson going up for Keyshawn. Incomplete. Broken up by Chris Cash.
A couple of USC guys right there.
How did I know you were going to bring that up?
Because you know me, brother, and beautiful coverage there by Chris Cash. And again, they're going after him. 6'4", 5'11", go for it. Keyshawn on the takeoff route. Look at Chris turn his head and look. That's just perfect cornerback play. Pushing Keyshawn to the sideline, getting him out of bounds. Nice play by Cash.
Well, we'll see if the Lions can come up with another 3rd down stop. The Buccaneers have to get it to the 13-yard line for the first. Johnson running it. He's not even going to be close. You don't see Brad Johnson pull it down much, do you?
And you can see why.
Right. He is no Mike McMahon when it comes to the feet.
No. That's not his strong suit, that's for sure.
And Detroit uses its first timeout.
Coverage back there in the secondary. Give those young guys credit.
I'll keep in mind, just as soon as we are done here in Detroit, it's game 2 of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader as the Packers and the 49ers go at it. Yeah, a little playoff history between those two teams, and it may be a peek at the future playoffs this season.
That's been such a great rivalry throughout the 90s. And you've had two of the better teams in the NFC and really had some good games, not only out in Green Bay, but have had some good ones out in San Francisco as well.
Those guys know each other so well because the coaching staffs are really relatives, you know, in a certain degree.
And Mike Holmgren got that whole thing started.
Well, actually, if you want to give the credit, Bill Walsh got it started out in San Francisco. Holmgren was part of it, and then it just spread all over the rest of the league, including here with the Detroit Lions and Marty Morningway.
But when Holmgren went from San Francisco to Green Bay, Kurt, that really heated things up.
You're right. 38-yard attempt by Gramatica for the lead. And the Buccaneers go back on top. 3:04 left to play. Tampa Bay 23, Detroit 20. Oh, what a day this has been for both teams. But if you're Tampa Bay head coach John Gruden, well, it's a day where, well, let's just say the faces of Gruden all came out in this one.
Well, I don't know if all of them came out, Kurt. I think he's probably still got a few more, but he has got the best looks on his face time and time again. And he told us, he said, hey, this league is unbelievable now. If you're not ready to play every week, you are going to come out and you're going to get beat, period.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that doesn't look like the guy who has the lead right now, but he knows, as you said, that anything can happen, especially with 3 minutes left to play, and considering the last time you kicked off to them, they ran it back 91 yards inside the 5-yard line.
And Marty, and there's his quarterback, Mike McMahon. Of course, Joey Harrington lost early in the game with an irregular heartbeat. Kurt left in the first quarter, went to the hospital in an ambulance. They say that he's going to be okay. They're trying to monitor him, but this guy here, number 8, Mike McMahon, has come in and really done a heck of a job for Marty Morningway.
Well, the big weapon may be missing. The last guy who ran the return back, as you look at the Buccaneers, number 7-0 and scoring 21 or more. Right now they've got 23. But Eddie Drummond was the guy who ran that kickoff back 91 yards. Right now, he's walking around on the sideline, not in the ball game. Larry Foster is back to take this kickoff from Martin Gramatica. And he scoops it up at the 8. Turns it out to the 32-yard line, and so that's where Mike McMahon and this Lions offense will begin down by 3 points, just under 3 minutes left.
And when you talk, Kurt, about Marty Morn-Henweg, the head coach here, a lot of speculation whether or not he's going to be here next year. And I'll tell you something, win, lose, or draw today, in my opinion, you don't make a change. This is the guy for the future in Tampa Bay. You don't want to put Joey Harrington through another staff. Get him some weapons. Marty Morn-Henweg will be safe and successful here in Detroit.
McMahon on first down. Kason makes the catch. Only a 1-yard pickup.
And maybe today he's found himself a couple of weapons in Avion Kason and Raphael Cooper. James Stewart has had a lot of yards for these guys this year, but these two kids in this game today have had some big-time plays, and it really helped Detroit be in this football game.
They're both averaging over 6 yards a carry, and Kason with 60, Cooper with 50 yards rushing today. Right now they're out, and Corey Schlesinger is in the backfield. McMahon steps up. That ball tipped by Al Singleton, incomplete.
Going to have a holding on Jeff Backus out here at left tackle, or a trip, one or the other.
You got a penalty marker, and the indication is the penalty is against the Lions.
Simeon just blew over Jeff Backus. That's what Simeon will do.
Number 76, offense. Penalties decline to take the result of the play.
And that's what Simeon Rice does. Not only does he get sacked, and he's got 14 and a half, he leads the league, but he draws holding calls. And he's going to bull rush here and just get Backus going over. And
Mike McMahon came in, and we said it before, played everything but the first series when Joey Harrington was in and got hurt right after that. He's 8 of 16 with 137 yards, a touchdown pass along the way. And that one draws a flag. Michael Wicks running with Derek Brooks.
And Brooks either had his hand on his back or just pushed him from behind.
Number 55, defense, at the first down.
That's probably the best cover linebacker in the National Football League there in Derek Brooks.
I think you could probably remove the probably.
Yeah, no, there's no probably about it. There's my MVP right there.
He or Simeon Rice.
Oh, no.
Bucs shifting on defense, flags go.
When you say Simeon, I say Derek Brooks MVP.
False start. Number 79, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's on Eric Beverly. It's a place the Lions can't afford right now to have penalties. Well, you take a look at, you got Derek Brooks. There's no bigger Derek. There's no bigger Derek Brooks fan than me. But look at the year Rice has had. 14 and a half sacks, 6 forced fumbles, 10 passes defense, which is unbelievable numbers for a defensive line.
Look at the 4 touchdowns by Derek Brooks, and 3 of those came early in the year to ice football games.
McMahon sidearms it out of bounds, incomplete.
Derek Brooks, to me, is the best player on the best defense and has come up with the most impact plays. Now, you can argue, and Simeon has been fantastic, and he may be defensive MVP, but right here, to me, that's your NFL MVP.
Now, wait a minute. How can you give one the defensive MVP and the other one the league MVP? I mean, I know they did it with
different
Marshall
awards?
Faulk and Kurt Warner and all that, but
is there two different? Who's the last defensive guy to win the MVP?
1986, Lawrence Taylor. Any other questions? Through the hands of Corey Schlesinger, incomplete. And so the Lions are coming up on what may be their biggest third down of the day.
And it's not where they want to be. Third and long.
Oh, look at the upset. The Bears knocking off the Jets, who are trying to stay in the playoff hunt in the AFC.
It's been a rough week for those Jets, hasn't it? I mean, hey, the fights all over the place during the week. And
on Friday, no less.
Yeah, that's not
Thursday,
good.
Pardon me.
That's not good.
No. Right now, they have to hope for a couple of other things to happen in order for them to stay in the playoff race. The Lions need a big play here on third down. They have to reach the 47 of Tampa Bay.
Blitz.
They come. It's picked up. McMahon completes it out to Bill Schrader, who gets enough for the first down. Down to the 43 of the Bucs, but there's a penalty flag back in the backfield.
And McMahon's pointing the other way. Like it's against Tampa. And it is.
And it is. So they'll decline the penalty, 19 yards on the pass.
Number 97, defense. The penalty is declined. First down.
Look at the blitz pickup right here by Schlesinger. Just stepping up, picking up Dexter Jackson, and then an absolute strike from Mike McMahon.
And so the Lions have it at the 43 of Tampa. First down. McMahon. Catch is made by Scotty Anderson, gain of 3 on the play. Well, if you're wondering, Jason Hanson's long this season is 49 yards. His career long 56, but so far this season he's 0 for 2 over 50. So they need to get him some room here.
Yeah, they need to get it down somewhere.
You're talking about
on the 30. Yeah,
they wouldn't try it now unless time ran out. It's 59 yards. For now, which is out of just about anybody's range, even in a dome.
No, they need another 8 to 10 yards, and they'll be in a comfortable area for Jason Hanson.
Avion Cason. They're fighting for the football down there in the pile, and the Lions still hold on to it as Cason picked up 2 yards. Chartrick Darby on the tackle. Dominic Raiola, the big center, saying, hey, you're not taking this ball away just yet. 2-minute warning. The Lions driving, trying to either tie or get the win. Warren Sapp's got a new running buddy with him at defensive tackle. Chartrick Darby now in the game because Anthony McFarland went out with a sprained ankle. They're taking him to the locker room.
And Darby has been a pretty good player. I mean, Booger missed a lot of this season, Kurt, with a broken forearm, and Chartrick took up for him and played good football. Defensive line coach Rod Marinelli has been ecstatic with Chartrick's play. He's tough.
Well, another big third down for the Lions. They need to get it to the 33. McMahon goes up for Crowell, fighting, no flag on the play. Ryan Kelly calling for an offensive pass interference, but no flag comes out nonetheless.
I'm not so sure it wasn't. Crowell pushed off. Brian Kelly in perfect position. Jermaine Crowell looks like he pushes off to come back to the ball. Yeah. And they're really hoping Jermaine Crowell can get back to where he was a couple of years ago. I mean, he used to be one of the fastest guys around and had the patellar last year and tore it. And it's not as fast as he used to be.
Well, the Lions brought Jason Hanson out to attempt the field goal and then called a timeout.
30 seconds in duration.
So do you think they want to discuss this? Obviously, they're not trying to ice their own kicker, but, I mean, is there a debate here if you're the Lions right now? Do you try this, thinking you may not get the ball back?
Oh, yeah, I think you have to. And then what is it, a 56-yarder from here? Is that what it would be? 57-yarder?
57 yards, yeah. Which, as we said, his career long is 56, and he's this season 0 for 2 beyond 50.
Well, he's got plenty of legs, and Jason Hanson has always had that. Now it's going to be critical that they get a perfect snap, a perfect hold, because he's going to have to kick it with a low trajectory. They're going to have to get it off quick.
Oh, here we go. John Jett with the hold. Brad Banta, the long snapper. Marty Morningweg deciding to go for it from 57 yards away to try to tie the ball game. It's up. No good. The ball fell short of the goalpost.
Yeah, he didn't hit that pure. He did not hit that like Jason Hanson can hit a football.
Until Brad Johnson on the Buccaneers. Warren Sapp ready to celebrate.
Yeah, he is. Did that come up short or did it hit the goalpost? It either dropped, as you said, short, or it hit the right upright. We'll be able to see from here. No, it just fell well short, like you said. He did not get all of his leg into that.
Timeout. You were bragging about your eyes in the first quarter.
Yeah.
That ball's about 4 yards short, and you thought it hit.
But I wasn't sure.
But if your eyes are that good,
but
then
I'm just human.
Okay, all right. Mike Allstott, as the Bucs try to run out the clock. Lions with the quick timeout.
I know one thing, my eyes are better than yours.
Why is that? I said it was short. I was right the first time. No replays needed for me. Marty, he came up short one more time, obviously frustrated. Jason Hansen's miss from 57 yards away may have been the last gasp for these Lions.
I don't know. I know he's been around a long time, but...
Well, his career long was 56 back in 1995.
Yeah, it's been a while. Maybe he lacks that leg strength that he used to have.
Mike Allstott with the carry, and the Lions are out of timeouts, so they cannot stop the clock. But it is a third down here.
What did John Gruden tell us coming in? He said, this is a playoff game for us. And they're going to look at every game from here on out, week in and week out, as a playoff game. They want everything. They want at least a bye, Kurt, the first week. Hopefully they can get things to go through Tampa. They got to win out if they're going to want to hope to do that.
They're splitting as much time as possible run on the play clock. Allstott. Get through the hole, gets the first down, and that'll be the ball game. Yep. So the Buccaneers will have to do nothing but take a knee from this point on.
And you can see what was going on in the division.
Oh, this is going into today.
Going into today, that's
Philadelphia
right.
was up last we saw. Tampa will get the victory to go to 11-3, which will tie their franchise record for most wins in the season. And of course, Green Bay and San Francisco coming up next here on Fox.
And of course, the tiebreaker goes to Philly. You see they're undefeated in conference, and they also beat Tampa Bay 20-10 this year earlier up at the vet.
Today's game being produced by Jeff Gowen and directed by Rich Dewey. Our associate director is Frank Albanese. The broadcast associate, Darren Foster, and our technical producer is Marvin Kale. The pregame show was produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. The associate director is Jennifer Love. The senior producer is Bill Brown. And the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. Until the Buccaneers weather the storm, the Lions play a fantastic game but fall up short. Maybe short of that 57-yard field goal.
Yeah.
23-20 is the final, and the Bucs now 11-3 on the season. Detroit drops to 3-11.
Well, it's a super, super win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they are still in control of their own destiny. That's the way they win it. That's the way it is. And on the other side of the football, Kurt, give a lot of credit to Marty Morningweg and the Detroit Lions and how they came out here today. Despite all the circumstances, despite some of the distractions, played a heck of a football game and laid it on the line.
Especially without their leader, Joey Harrington, who went to the hospital with that irregular heartbeat early on. For my partner, Tim Ryan, and the hard-working Jennifer Hammond, I'm Kurt Menefee saying so long from Detroit. Be sure to stay tuned to Fox Sports to see the Packers take on the 49ers in the second game of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader.